FM Nirmala Sitharaman presented the Union Budget 2023-24 on February 1st, which had a greater emphasis on the rural sector, social sector schemes, infrastructure creation, and the middle class. The budget for 2023-24 kept its focus on expanding capex, showing that the Modi government's priorities are building roads, highways, and railway lines. The middle class has been given some relief in terms of tweaks in the new income tax regime, clearly pointing out that the government wants a shift towards the new regime from the older one. The FM stuck to the fiscal deficit roadmap in the budget with a target of 5.9% in FY24, adhering to the target for the current. Key highlights: fiscal consolidation not put on the back burner, budget balances government capex. Push to private sector plan to augment strategic. Petroleum reserves allocated Rs 30,000 crore for OC capex in FY24. FY24 tax target assumption conservative. Budget 2023 highlights: fully imported cars, including electric vehicles, to cost more now. Customs duty on vehicles in completely built units, C-bus, costing less than Rs 40,000 or with engine capacity less than 3,000 cc for petrol-run vehicles and less than 2,500 cc. For diesel-run vehicles has been increased from 60% to 70%. Similarly, customs duty on electrically operated vehicles in crew form, other than with cost, insurance and freight, CIF, value of more than Rs 40,000, has also been raised to 70% from the previous 60%. The budget reduced the tax burden for individuals opting for the new tax regime. The government also proposed to cap deduction from capital gains on investment in residential house under sections 54 and 54F to Rs 10 crore. Another proposal with similar intent is that of limiting the income tax exemption from proceeds of insurance policies with very high value. Government to double the deposit limit for senior citizen savings scheme to Rs 30 lakh and monthly income account scheme to Rs 9 lakh. The government also proposed that the maximum deposit limit for monthly income account scheme will be enhanced from Rs 4.5 lakh to Rs 9 lakh for a single account, and from Rs 9 lakh to Rs 15 lakh for a joint account. FM also announced that an integrated portal will be established for investors to reclaim unclaimed shares and unpaid dividends from the Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority. New budget tax slab. Under the new personal tax regime, 6 income slabs have been reduced to 6. The government has also increased the tax exemption limits in some of these categories. 0 to 3 lakh nil, 3 to 6 lakh minus 5%, 6 to 9 lakh minus 10%, 9 to 12 lakh 15%, 12 to 15 lakh minus 20%, above 15 lakh minus 30%. People who are earning an income of Rs 9 lakh a year will have to pay only Rs 45,000 a year as tax. That is 5% of their income, or a reduction of 25% from the Rs 60,000 they were paying earlier. Key points on tax regime. New tax regime: a default regime, will have option to choose old regime. No tax for income up to Rs 3 lakh/year. Will cut personal income tax slabs to 5 from 6. Tax exemption up to Rs 7 lakh/year is under new tax regime. To remove minimum threshold of Rs 10,000 on TDS. Exempt tax on income of boards for housing, other activities. Reduce highest surcharge rate to 25% from 37% in new tax regime. Health and Family Welfare Ministry. The Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry has been allocated Rs 89,155 crore of the Union Budget FY24, marking a rise of a meager 12% when compared to the revised budget estimated for FY23. For the upcoming financial year, Rs 86,175 crore has been allocated to the Department of Health and Family Welfare, while Rs 2,980 crore has been allocated for the Department of Health Research. In the ongoing fiscal, the budget spent on the Department of Health and Family Welfare is Rs 76,370, while Rs 2,775 crore have been marked for the Department of Health Research. For aviation, announced hiking the capital expenditure by 33% to Rs 10 lakh crore for infrastructure development for 2023-24, and will be at 3.3% of the GDP. Presenting the budget, she said the newly established Infrastructure Finance Secretariat will assist in attracting more private investment. With an aim to further improve regional air connectivity, she said the government will revive 50 additional airports, helipads, water aerodromes, and advanced landing grounds. The budget also allocated Rs 3,113.36 crore to the Union Civil Aviation Ministry. Digital initiatives focuses on artificial intelligence in the education sector. 3 centers of excellence for artificial intelligence will be established in top educational institutions. 100 laboratories in engineering institutions will be developing applications using 5 services. A national digital library will be set up for children and adolescents for facilitating the availability of quality books across geographies, languages, and genres. Center to recruit 38,800 teachers and support staff for 749 Ecovia model residential schools that will service 3.5 lakh tribal students. Senior citizens. Budget 2023 has increased the maximum permissible investment in the Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, a popular investment among the elderly. The Post Office Monthly Income Scheme, too, has been made more attractive. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman doubled the maximum limit under the Senior Citizen Savings Scheme, SCSS, to Rs 30 lakh from Rs 15 lakh. The scheme offers assured interest of Rs 8% per annum. The interest is paid quarterly. Additionally, the investment limit under the popular Post Office Monthly Income Scheme, POMIS, has been raised to Rs 9 lakh from Rs 4.5 lakh. In case of joint accounts held in POMIS, the investment limit has been hiked to Rs 15 lakh from Rs 9 lakh. The scheme pays monthly interest at the rate of 7.1% per annum. Defense sector. While the Ministry of Defense has received the highest allocation among all ministries at Rs 5.94 lakh crore, it is not a significant jump from Rs 5.25 lakh crore for this FY. Shares of Bharat Electronics, Bharat Dynamics, Hindustan Aeronautics, Paras Defense and BMO tumbled 5 to 9% after Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman completed her budget speech. Under its ambitious Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme, the government has banned imports of several items, including crucial parts used in defense equipment. Which means they are being manufactured in India now. Renewable energy sector. There is a 48% rise in allocation towards renewable energy sector in this budget. This year's allocation is Rs 6,900.68 crore, budget estimate, and 45.3% over the revised estimate, RE, of Rs 7,033 crore. There is a 48% rise in allocation towards renewable energy sector in this budget. This year's allocation is Rs 6,900.68 crore, budget estimate, and 45.3% over the revised estimate, RE, of Rs 7,033 crore. IT Ministry. The budget estimate for the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has been increased to Rs 16,549.04 crore from the Rs 11,719.95 crore. The allocation for the period of 2021-22 stood at Rs 8,118.65 crore, making this year's budget estimate nearly double of what it was 2 years back. Road Ministry. Allocation for the Road Transport and Highways Ministry, WARTH, has been increased by 36% to around Rs 2.7 lakh crore for 2023-24 in the budget. National Highways Authority of India, NHAI, has been allocated around Rs 1.62 lakh crore as part of MORT's capital expenditure plan for 2023-24. As per the government's revised estimates, the NHAI will spend Rs 798 crore as IBR in 2022-23.